Hey, Sione, there's been so many questions asked about defensively, some of the issues that you guys have been having. And there have been a lengthy list of guys stepping up saying, hey, it's my fault. I've got to be better, et cetera. Just from your perspective, what do you think are maybe some of the solutions to kind of shore up some of those issues?
I just feel like it's, we emphasized a lot last week, and obviously we're going to have to do the same thing this week. Um, we're going to have to tighten up everywhere. I can't really pinpoint there's one thing, but you kind of mentioned it. Everybody's kind of taking ownership. I'll take ownership too for myself. I didn't play a clean ball game and was excellent out there. I had some mistakes too that I want to clean up. So, for me, after the game, we had a great leader who talked, for our locker room and kind of just said we all got to lock in and be 100% committed this week. And I feel like all of us is kind of, feeling the same way. We got a conference game. And so we got to be 100% committed this week and go out there and tighten up everything. And I know it kind of sounds like a broken record. We're saying the same thing every week. We got to tighten up. But that's really where we're at right now. You know what I mean? Well, we're going to have to do that because we want to succeed at high level. So that's what we're going to do this week. We're going to be 100% committed and get going.
Thank you, Daryl. Next up, Matt Fontana.
Yeah, Sione, is it kind of feel like snowball? It seems like there's so many issues, right? And you talk about focusing each and every week. So is the communication, then you guys focus on the tackling. Do you feel like it's almost like too much at this point that it's just all kind of compounding on itself?
No, as a professional athlete, those guys are good too. But obviously, man, we want to go out there and play a really great game and be, legit in all areas. And we let some stuff get away from us, and it sucks. We lost the game again. Tip our hats to those guys, give them their flowers, for coming out, playing a good game. But yeah, we're gonna have to emphasize all those things this week and be actually committed, you know what I mean? And actually spend time outside the building and inside the building doing more than what we usually do. And that's for everyone, including myself.
And Joe Woods mentioned the emphasis on tackling in practice. Do you think that showed up on Sunday? Do you think that really helped you guys on the field?
For sure. Obviously, you get what you emphasize. We still had a couple missed tackles, but that's the game of football. Football is not always played at what I mean, super clean. But I feel like I said, we're going to emphasize all those things, continue going forward, and eventually it's going to fall good for us. So keep fighting.
Thanks, Matt. Scott Petrick is next.
Hey, Sione, when you say stuff like just need to tighten up, so you do feel that there aren't major changes needed to fix what's going on defense?
Yeah, obviously you want to work on all the stuff that we're messing up. That's what I mean by tightening up. Right. And just from my standpoint, you know what I mean. I had some bad alignments. You know what I mean, that led to some big plays, but that's what I mean by tightening up. You know what I mean, and that's what I mean by being 100% committed. You know what I mean. Not looking at the person in the mirror and doing my job. So, coming in, going this week, you know what I mean? I'm going to be 100% committed at my job, going in and fixing all my corrections that I need from the game and getting this thing right.
I guess, but do you feel you have the right guys in the locker room and the coaching staff to get these changes made and fixes?
100%, man. We have you look at the roster, man, we have so much talent, at all levels, linebacker, safety, D-line. Our coaches are amazing, man. We got Joe Woods and the rest of the staff, man. We have the right guys in place, man. Now it's just about putting it all together. And, we're close and I feel like we definitely can get things going once we, start firing at all levels.
Thank you, Scott. Cam Justice, go ahead.
Sione, last year it seemed like the defense kind of struggled in the first half and really put it together in the second half. Do you see any similarities with how that played out and getting it connected from last year playing into this year? And does it feel like you can maybe flip that switch again like you did last year?
For sure, you know what I mean? We kind of like you mentioned, we started off slow. You kind of say that about this year too, you know what I mean? We lost some games, um, you know what I mean, that we should have won, you know what I mean? You can look at the whole collective season this far, but I feel like, man, we're this close from really getting it going, and just, you know, we got to get back in the win column, and we got a lot of committed guys, and I feel like you said, you know, we started off slow last year, and I feel like kind of be the same this year. I think we could get this thing rolling.
What is there, if anything, that you guys can do to maybe boost yourselves up as a unit, not just focusing on the individual, because you want to do that and you want to make sure as an individual you're playing your best ball, but also together as a team. So it's not just about making a play here or making a play there, but really getting this defense together as a whole.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, one thing that we could do is spend more time watching film together. You know what I mean? And that'll be like a player run meeting. You know what I mean? We've done it, but now it's just spending more time with each other. You know, understanding you know, what teams are trying to do to attack us, and just being on the same page. You know what I mean? So going forward, you know, I feel like we can emphasize that more.
Thanks, Cam. Let's go to Mary Kay Cabot.
Yeah, Sione, Miles Garrett was talking yesterday about how you guys have to also hold each other accountable and not be afraid to, you know, to say something to a teammate that he might need to hear. Since you've been around for a little while now and you have such a young defense, do you feel comfortable doing that? I mean, a lot of young guys like JOK and Grant were talking about mistakes they made yesterday. Do you feel like you can, you know, take some of these guys aside a little bit and help in that regard?
For sure, you know, we have such a tight knit group in the locker room that we all kind of, you know, talk to each other after the game, before the game, about stuff that we see on film and things that we can work on. And, you know, like I said, I had mistakes too, you know, things that I could clean up. So I'm definitely talking to my guys, my teammates, you know, seeing where I can be a little bit better, and they're doing the same, you know, to me. So, like I said, you know, one thing that we could do going forward is just watching tape collective together, you know, whether it's staying after, you know what I mean, you know, after meetings and watching it as a player run thing. I feel like we can emphasize that more and be all on the same page.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Mary Kay. Tony Grossi, you're up.
Sione, losing 4 games out of 6 has kind of reduced the margin of error for making the playoffs. But you are 1-0 in the division, and you have 2 division games in the next 2 games. How would you characterize this part of the season right now?
Hey, we got everything still in front of us. You know what I mean? We got a conference game coming up. We're 1-0 in our in our division, and we got a great team that we're playing this week. That's you guys know what they bring. They got Lamar, a bunch of great athletes that we got to defend, and it's a great opportunity for us to go put it out on tape. You know what I mean? We can go out there and have another opportunity to go 1-0 against a division opponent. So everything's still in front of us.
So it seems like the team defense can use some positive reinforcement at this point, because it's been tough the last couple of games. The game in Baltimore last year, defense intercepted Lamar 4 times. All 4 passes were intended to the tight end, who's been a terror. Will you guys look on that game for some positive reinforcement on what it was like when you were playing well?
What was it? Can you say that last?
Will you guys look at that game, the tape of that game, for some positive reinforcement of when you were playing well as a unit?
Oh, for sure. You know, especially when you're playing a division opponent that you've had success with. You know, you always go back and look at what we were successful at. Also check out what else, you know, all the other film that, you know, other teams have been successful with them. But definitely it gives us, you know, us a positive mindset knowing that we were successful in the past. But, you know, it's a new year. You know, they probably added a lot of new things. So we'll look at the tape and we'll get going after it.
We'll take one more for Sione. It'll go to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Sione, you played more yesterday. First of all, how did that feel? And is that something you expect to continue moving forward?
Yeah, man, that's you know, I love playing. You know, that's why I play the game, is to go out there and suit up with my guys. But yeah, man, as the season goes on, you be ready for the moment and continue wherever I can help out. I would leave it at that. Wherever I can help out, wherever my coaches want me to be, I'll suit up and go out. So we'll see where the season goes.